Inviting me here. I don't think there is undue influence on the workings of the MCAs, but I think that it's a very consultative process we are going through with our political leaders. You remember that we have 6 elective positions in this country, and MCAs being the one which represent down at the grassroots is the smallest electoral unit, which is the ward. And so it will be very unfortunate if we don't listen to somebody like the president, who has the outlook, who has a lot of information on what is happening in the country. You know, Nairobi, economically, it's bigger and it's huge, that whatever we do in Nairobi might affect the stability of the country. So I don't think that it is undue influence on the workings of the MCAs. But I think because also the agreement, I think they even went further because the principals were agreeing. In fact, Honorable Raila Odinga said that we give him 30 days. The president said we give him 60 days. And they signed an MOU yesterday as Kenya Kwanza, last night, on what should be done and what should be done. And some of the things which should be done is that the governor must leave Shakahola, what we call Shakahola, which is Riverside office, the private offices. You know, if you go to that place, he can refuse you entry. He can refuse you service because he said that's a private office. That's not your...
He does not sit at City Hall.
He does not sit at City Hall. He even takes 4 months not coming at City Hall. He doesn't come there. And they are associates. You know, the MCAs have been complaining that their phones are not being picked by the people appointed by Governor Sakaja, like the Chief of Staff, David Njoroge, and the liaison officer, who is Osman Khalif. And I myself decided to block the 2 individuals. And I said that I will only communicate with the governor. So I told the governor that he has to sack the 2 because we don't know where the 2 came from. They are his friends, they are his associates. They are not permanent employees of the county. So they cannot claim that we have to work with them. He can discard them whenever he wants. If he doesn't want them to go, it means that the Governor Sakaja is the problem. And so within 30 days, there are things he has to resolve. And if he doesn't resolve all these things, he has to appoint a substantive county secretary. The governor has never had a substantive county secretary for the period he has been in government. We've had the acting CS Musumba, we've had the acting CS Analo, and now we have the acting CS Akumali. Those things have to be resolved. And he has to ensure that some of the projects he's doing, like the PPPs he's getting into, they are
Robert Alai, the Kileleshwa member of County Assembly, has become one of the most outspoken critics of Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja. As a first-term MCA, Alai has consistently presented himself as a defender of accountability, a strong voice of the city resident. He has not shied away from challenging the governor and has played a central role in the growing cause of Sakaja's removal from office. For Alai, the issue at City Hall are about respect for institution, transparency in governance, and delivery of service to the people of Nairobi. One of Alai's main complaints against the governor is his treatment of MCAs. He believes that Sakaja has been dismissive and arrogant toward elected representatives, often brushing aside their concerns. According to Alai, the governor feels secure because he enjoys support from the majority political side. To the MCs, this attitude is not only insulting to his colleague but also undermines the Assembly's role in oversight. He sees this behavior as one of the reasons why tension has grown between the Nairobi of the governor and the Assembly, leading to the current impeachment threats. Alai has also linked the impeachment process to deeper governance concern. He insists that the county assembly's grievances are valid and that Sakaja must listen to issues raised by MCAs. From his point of view, the governor's refusal to cooperate only worsened the situation, although there has been claim that the impeachment effort was stopped by underhands and dealings. Alai treats such talks as speculation. He maintained that unless the governor changes course and begin to work with the assembly, the push to remove him will go away. The Kileleshwa MCA has gone further to warn that the clock is ticking for Sakaja. He has given the governor a limited window to change his approach, arguing that the situation cannot continue indefinitely. In Alai's assessment, the chance of governor softening his stance are slim. He predicts that if nothing changes, the assembly will have no choice but to impeach him within months. For Alai, this is not a matter of political rivalry, but of principles and accountability to the people of Nairobi. Beyond the questions of attitude, Alai has raised concerns about the way the governor uses certain offices. He has criticized Sakaja for operating from private spaces, which he says undermine access to services. In his argument, official business must be conducted in public institutions where all residents and elected officials can access services freely. By choosing to work from private office, the governor is seen as looking out of a side and creating barriers between himself and the assembly. Alai also spoke strongly about the governor's habit of ignoring calls and requests from MCAs. For him, this shows a lack of respect for elected representatives and, by extension, the people they serve. In his view, communication between the governor and assembly is critical to ensure that project runs smoothly and that public money is used properly. When the governor failed to pick calls or respond to assembly concerns, Alai interpreted it as a deliberate effort to avoid accountability.
That's so, because we are all directly elected by the people. It is very unfortunate that he decided to tell us that, you know, you'll not get tickets, because we had a life before politics.
So he actually said that?
He actually said that, and you know, I repeat, and I think we even told him off. He apologized yesterday to us, but he told him that he has to apologize in public, because some of these things he said, it is not only disrespectful, but it's also hurting some of the people who are in that assembly. This is the first time they are getting into elective politics. And if that is going to be the experience, it is not going to change their psyche in the national governance. It is going to, you know, whenever they are engaging with their political leaders, they are going to think that they have to bend or kowtow to whatever they are being told. So I don't think it's very fair for the governance of this country, not to the MCs only, but to the governance, the spirit of collective responsibility that we have to hold each other to account. If we are going to suspend, Baba was very apologetic, and he told Governor Sakaja, please work and apologize to these members, because there is nothing here you are disputing. So these people are saying the truth. Please wake up, apologize, tell us how fast you are going to implement this. At our meeting at the Jaramogi Oginga Foundation, he promised to change everything. But at night we are hearing that he was very abrasive and arrogant to the UDA, because I think that he thought that he had secured the majority side. He didn't need the minority side to stop the impeachment. You know, actually the impeachment had stopped, so he didn't care what happens next. But we still repeat to Governor Sakaja that if he is not going to change, whatever people think that, you know, money exchange, and, you know, that's an assumption. We can never, you know, whatever claim people are making now against the MCAs, they can choose to make whatever claim. But we can tell them for a fact that we are not settled with whatever has been agreed. We respect our principles greatly, but if nothing is going to change within the 2 months, and we know it's not going to change. The first conversation when we got elected, we held with Governor Sakaja. We told Governor, we sat with him down and we told him that some of the money you're going to use to develop Nairobi is not going to come from even your pockets. Partner with corporates. I told him, the president, where I talked to the blue chips listed, which as a princess in Kileleshwa, in 2022, they made a profit of 231 billion. We approached even 3 of them only. We said, can we work on a modality of reducing the gap between the rich and the poor? Maybe we put a fund under the governor, you know, leadership of governor and the CEOs of these companies. We find a framework. If you go to Upper Hill area, you see that area is very opulent. But in the midst of that opulence, there's a school called Upper Hill High School, which is not, we can say, is not out of the county. But the aesthetics of it has a very poor image on what the county does. If a corporate leader from America comes and visits the Britam Towers, Britam headquarters, or NCBA headquarters, or KCB headquarters, and sit there looking at Upper Hill High School, and they say that, please, let's talk to CEO Russo and the CEO of NCBA and talk to them if they can. These CEOs said, we can work with you and uplift the standard of this school. But the governor is permanently a shakahola.
Okay.
You know, it is very painful to realize that we are missing a chance. You know, there's a time that we sat as individuals, few individuals, and we say that, Governor Sakaja, we want to help you. And we believe